I uploaded some shorts, little videos of cars I did the last year. Usually if I can pick them up cheap, then I'll get them and then put a little bit of money into them, turn around, sell them, get something else. It's nice outside right now, so I decided to walk down to the bus stop, pick my daughter up. Got my other daughter with me in her stroller. Yeah, so a lot of the stuff I do on like off camera, I'm usually working on cars, boats, jet skis. My lady was like, you some cars so people could see them. So that's why I did the little shorts with all the cars and stuff. I was watching Daniel Sayers this morning. That fool was going wild, talking shit on everybody. It's funny as hell. And then yeah, so I was watching his video. He was talking about everybody, and I started laughing because he be on Gunner's ass, and what Gunner don't realize is like all the shit that he be saying out there, we know the truth's on. You can only lie to people for so long. And
Mom,
eventually he's gonna start getting called on all of it.
what's it doing right now?
What happened?
What's it doing right now?
Yeah?
Yeah, I just want it.
Yeah, so I was walking to the bus right now. You need to, Diamond Street Locos, you need to watch it. Very informative. Oh yeah, I watched it. I watched the video to Renegade Media, Jay Hands and shit. And I caught on that he finally told the truth on some shit and about himself. So
What's it doing now? Dad,
you put it inside of a microwave, inside of a microwave.
I see
Hold on, Star.
now.
Okay, let me see. How the hell you turn that off? Here. Here you go. Yeah, so I was walking to the bus stop to pick up my other daughter, so I got my youngest one with me right now. Cool face tats. Yeah. I don't know. Tired of them. People don't even pay attention to them really anymore out here. At least that I noticed. It's more like the little kids like my youngest daughter's age that I'll catch staring because of the tats. Meaning behind them? Yeah, some of them did. The ones that that had meanings that I don't really agree with anymore are the ones that I'd covered on my face, because I have a nephew now that's he's half black, and so I didn't want to be in his life and then have racist tattoos on me and what really around that. So out of respect to like my sister and my nephew and stuff like that is why I covered up ones on my face. And I've always been part of his life. Even when I was locked up, he would write me as a little kid. So it changed. A lot of that has a lot of him being in my life is what changed a lot of my outlook on certain things. So after that, yeah, and plus with like my kids, I didn't want my daughter that I have now, my youngest one, and then my lady's kids. I didn't want them seeing that type of stuff either. So yeah, so that's why I covered up some of the tats on my face. Bro, are you a gang member? No, I was a skinhead. I never really got into the gang stuff. Let's see. So sorry, my sister made me say it. Oh yeah, I didn't even catch your comment. Said you look like a Cali member. Yeah, I'm from Oakland. And then when I got out of prison 5 years ago, I moved to Merced. But yeah, I'm originally from Oakland. Can I draw on your face too? I don't even let my kids color on my face or in my tats. So what, did you guys see that? Did you guys see that video to Renegade Media? Can you speak Finnish? No, I'm Norwegian. My family moved to the United States when my grandma was pregnant with my aunt. So a handful of us, and it was my grandpa and my grandma came over when they were pregnant with my aunt. So my aunt ended up being born here, and then my dad was born here. My uncle was born here, and since then my dad passed away and my aunt passed away, both from cancer. And then so for my uncle, I got 3 cousins, and then on my dad's side it's just me and my sister. And then my aunt, she never had kids, so yeah, our family over here is small. But like my cousins, one for Southern California Innocence Project as a lawyer, and then she just got appointed as judge in California. Then my other little cousin, she owns her own chiropractor office, and the one, she's like some corporate up in San Diego doing something. I'm not in a Mexican gang. Let's see. Don't judge his tattoos and listen to them. Yeah, people always judge it, but my tattoos. But I think the people that come in here talking shit are they're all nut swingers from those fools. So it really don't make a difference to me no more what they say and shit, because people notice his channel is sinking, and it's sinking fast. So that's all from his doing too. Like, he keeps putting more and more videos out there, lying, and more videos out there, like trying to speak on people when the shit he be speaking on in his own life isn't even true. So the funny shit is like all those stories he be talking about Ricky and Ricky being a gangster and all this. That's all bullshit. Ricky, he used to, when people would show up, he would hide his red rag. And the only part about that story that's true is that when he says that Ricky was on SSI. Besides that, Ricky was gay. Ricky was with a tranny. So that whole like little like story shit that he'd be speaking on over there, that's all bullshit. And then he put out like videos talking about this fool little Edward from Merced who got busted fucking with a cop, trying to say that it was his nephew. And that's another lie. That shit ain't true. Like, little nephew's or little Edward's my lady's cousin, and those fools don't claim him. And what else? Yeah, there's a lot of little things like stories he'd be trying to say that that aren't true. I seen this other video, some rap video, when he was trying to claim say the rapper was his nephew, which is another lie. It's our niece's dad, and our niece's dad is one of the reasons why that fool ran to Oregon into hiding. So it's like, let me see. There are a lot. Without tattoos. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of gangsters everywhere without tattoos. But are they not getting the tattoos because they're worried that other people are going to see them and put a target on them? Or are they, what's the reason why they're not getting the tattoos if that's something they believe in? Is the Roach character some shit he made up too? I don't know. My girl never had heard of him. And like I said, I didn't really meet that fool Gunner until when we went up for a visit last time in Oregon, and that fool was scary. He pulled up to get pick up his kid and shit at the end of the visit, and rolled down the window like an inch and wouldn't even get out the car. And then this last time when we picked up the kid, he got out the car, but that was because he had somebody with me, and it was just me and my lady, so I hopped out the car too. And then he was trying to be like all cool and shit, so I walked over to him to say what's up, and nothing. And then he was talking to us about wanting a Frenchie puppy and shit, but then he ended up getting that little pug mix or some shit. But yeah, as far as Ricky, or not Ricky, but Roach, I don't know. The thing you got to understand with him is like he's a good storyteller, and he's good at entertaining. So don't really take his stuff as truth. Take it more as a story, just like you would any movie or whatever you want to watch, because that's all it really is. It's just something to entertain you. It's not something that contains a whole lot of truth to it. I noticed on his last video, or not last video, but one that he was talking, and he was trying to say that he was at Corcoran, and at the Corcoran level 4, and that he showed up, and when he walked onto the yard, he was like, man, where's everybody at that's going home? Because like everybody there is lifers and shit. And he was saying like, yeah, it's a dangerous yard. Either they'll hand you a piece, or you either use it or they'll use it on you. Which the stuff he was saying about that yard's true, but as far as him being there, he's never been to a level 4. He's never been there. And I know he hasn't been there because I caught 2 attempted murders right there on that yard.
Hi, Daddy.
Hello. You want to push her?
Mhm.
All right, here, you push her. She's stuck on the phone. But yeah, like that yard, when I was like 6 months to paroling from 12 years, doing 12 years, I caught 2 attempted murders there. I caught one in the chow hall with 2 co-defendants. And then when I got kicked out of the hole for that, they were bringing me up to my cell, and the cell they were going to put me in, the dude was no good. So the cop was like, do what you got to do. And he uncuffed me, put me in the cell. Like 15 minutes later, I was back in handcuffs, going back to the hole for another attempted murder. And yeah, that fool, he hasn't been to that yard. I think he's been to like level 1s and level 2s, like little soft spots, like the camps and shit. Because anybody that says that they're doing something in prison, you didn't hit the level 4s and the 180s. So because every incident you're involved in, your points go up. And they be trying to lie, saying that it's only lifers and shit like that. That's on the level 4s and the 180s, and that's not true at all. Like, yeah, there is a lot of lifers there, but there's some poo butt ass lifers that are on the level 1s and 2s that have been down hella long and haven't done shit. And that's why they're on those soft yards. Random meats and snacks. Oh yeah. You must be one of his fucking his little dick swingers or something. trying to talk shit. Or you've been to those little soft ass yards and that's why you're trying to talk shit. Let's see. Oh yeah. So he must have sent his trolls over here since his channel ain't doing shit no more but sinking. Oh, that's funny. Let's see. You dream. Yeah, people be hating for all sorts of reasons. What's funny is that the reason why they hate me is because they're miserable with their own life. And then when they see somebody doing better than they are, or somebody not feeding them bullshit like the storytellers they like to sit and watch, then they start hating on everybody else. Like, when do those dudes ever walk around? When do you ever see them with their kids? They talk about having their kids with them, but you don't see them ever with them. You hear them talking about, oh, they pulled up into a hood, but they don't get out the car, and there ain't nobody out there when they do pull up. And honestly, it's probably not even them when they're pulling up. Anybody could shoot a video from inside the car because they don't even show their face in the little videos. So it's like, how you didn't say you pulled up when you didn't show yourself, you didn't get out the car, nothing. Let's see. Free OG Badger, he is innocent. Yeah, I don't know, honestly, because something you got to know with the feds is like, the feds don't waste their time or money doing indictments and arresting people and going and doing all that shit unless you already got all the evidence on you. Because with the feds got a 97 or 98% conviction rate, so they make sure that they got everything lined up before they go get you. And if you are one of the lucky 3% to slide like fucking P. Diddy, they then just collect more evidence and come back again and get you. Have you seen the two pull up to their old hood? Nah, I've never seen them pull up. I've never seen anything outside of the room that they hide in doing their videos. I think Gunner posted a little short yesterday, trying to like make people look at his image again, like that he's a good. He had handed some homeless dude some friends, like, come on, you make all that money off your subscribers, at least get the dude a burger and a soda and something too. At least give him some ketchup for his fries. Hello World said, forgive me for asking, but are you a gangster? No, I was a skinhead. And like the last 5 years, I've been more focused on my family and shit like that. But the difference is, like, I'm not in bad standings with my people. I'm not in bad standings with my neighborhood. I'm not in bad standings with my boys in Oakland. I'm not in bad standings out here in Merced. That's why I be out and about all the time. Like, if you don't do fucked up shit and scandalous shit and dry snitch on people and all that bullshit, hop out, bitty babes. Here, Unica, grab your backpack. Yeah, if you don't do all that like bullshit and scandalous shit and dry snitch on people and debrief and work with the cops and the DA and all that type of bullshit, like, people don't trip on you. everybody understands, like, eventually everybody at some point in their life grows up, and instead of being worried about homies in the streets, they turn their focus to their family and shit like that. You from Nevada or Cali? I'm from Cali. I lived in Nevada for 1 year when I was in 6th grade. That was it. Tell us how to maintain a job and get good credit. How to get a good job? It depends on, I don't know. Personally, like, I'd rather have a job I like and not pay as well than a job I hate that pays good, because you're going to be miserable at work the whole time. And then you then come home and you then drag all that misery with you. But as far as keeping a job, it's not hard to keep a job if you want to. If you don't keep a job, it's because you're either slacking or you just don't care or you got your priorities all fucked up. Because any person that is responsible is figure out some way to keep their job unless they got a backup plan. And like from the little shorts I posted earlier, like everybody's like, oh, get a job, get a real job, this and that. I do better than a lot of people with a real job, and I'm happy. And I get to stay home with my family. We're able to go do stuff. You can tell by the little shorts that I just posted a little while ago, like all the different vehicles I've had for 23, 24. And that's just some of them. That's just ones that I was able to pull up real quick. I'm going to put up another one with all the boats and jet skis and dirt bikes and shit like that we normally have and that we had the last year. So last summer I had like 5 boats and then like 4 different jet skis. And then we'll take them out for a while and get tired of them. And then I'll put a little money into it and then sell them off. And then we'll get something else. Let's see. Let me get some of these comments real quick, see what's going on. If you happen to end up in prison, would you be able to go GP? Why wouldn't I be able to go GP? But the question is, why would I end up in prison? I've been out 5 years, never caught a dirty, never caught a violation, nothing. Like, I'm not out running around doing stupid ass shit. I'm not getting high. I'm not drinking. I'm not smoking weed. I'm not out gangbanging in the streets. I'm not out having to commit crimes for money. I'm not out having to do stupid shit to support a drug habit. Like, what would be a reason why I'd end up in prison? Only reason people end up in prison is usually because they got a drug habit that they got to support, or they're misled and caught up in bullshit that gets influenced and they ending up in prison. What's wrong with smoking weed, though? There's nothing wrong with smoking weed, but a lot of people do start by smoking weed and end up moving on to other shit. Rich, you're getting no gangs want you. That's good. I don't want no gangs. You sound hella dumb for even commenting something like that. Yeah, they're stereotyping me. Yeah, I know. It don't bother me though. Like, people have asked like, hey, how do you hate other races and shit like that? And I don't. Like, one of my boys, he just pulled up right here. I've known him like 18 years. Shit, what's good? Yeah, he's black. I've known him like shit since he just barely turned 18. I was doing all their tats and shit. And yeah, I don't hate nobody because of their skin color or anything like that. Like, I hate people that are ignorant. I hate people that abuse children. I hate people that abuse women. And I hate people that stand up for for the people that do that shit, because by them standing up for that type of behavior, it makes that person that's doing that shit believe it's okay. And especially when they have like family, like trying to cover up shit like that for them, all you're doing is feeding the bullshit. Let's see. Hey, Raj, why don't you just go back to Gunner and them's channel so you can swing on their nuts or something. But yeah, it's crazy how many trolls they send in here. What you did time for? The first time I went to prison was for grand theft, ex-felon with a firearm. They convicted me on the gun being stolen, and it was valued over petty theft charges or fee or guidelines or whatever. And then they turned around and arrested me for ex-felon with a firearm after. And then I got out, and the second time I got busted for ex-felon with a firearm again. They caught me with another gun. And then I got out, and they caught me with ex-felon with a firearm again, and got me with another gun. And then when I went back the last time, it was for basically like gang robbery, and they got me with another gun. And they gave me 12 years on this last one. But sounds like a bunch of BS. Well, I got to bullshit you. My paperwork's out there. BS is when these dudes are telling stories and saying why they've been locked up, and then when you try to find the paperwork online or anything like that, you can't find nothing on them because they've had it sealed for working with the DA or whatever else. Like what Dubs. You search Dubs' name, you're not finding nothing. And then finally, once you're smart enough to start looking up his co-defendant's names, when you start finding the paperwork and seeing his name in it. But how is it that none of his paperwork's out there? How many people did he have to give up before they took his paperwork off there? When he got busted for the shooting, how did the cops know that he was the shooter and the gun wasn't his? So that's all stuff to ask. And then he says that he was a minor in the court paperwork. If you look it up, it says that there was 2 juvenile co-defendants, and they list those 2 by only the first initial from the last name because they're juveniles. His wasn't listed as a juvenile. His was his full name. In 93, he was in his 20s. So he was lying from the beginning about what age he was when he caught his murder and shit like that. And then none of his story matches up to what the paperwork says. And I'll post it later, actually. I'll post it on my community post for people to see, just because they'd be thinking that that anybody that speaks on them is lying or hating and shit like that. So I'll post that shit on there just so you guys can see for yourself and see how his stories don't match. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. King Nate 36. Am I still? No, I was talking shit about Dubs, but you're still talking about Gunner. Junior, he shot that guy. Yeah, they chased that dude down one street and then into a court and chased him to the end of the court. And then one of the co-defendants handed pussy-ass Dubs the gun, and Dubs shot him in the back of the head while he was running for his life. And then one of the juveniles grabbed a brick and threw the brick on the dude after he was already dead. And then what's funny is afterwards when they got busted, which was probably Dubs that got busted first, and they wanted to know where the gun came from because they knew he was the shooter. So most likely he gave up the dude that handed him the gun, and then to cut a deal. And then that dude probably gave up the 2 juveniles to cut a deal. And that's the way it works usually. Salutes from La Puente Califas. Oh, yeah. Salutes to you, La Puente. I was locked up with some dudes from La Puente. Dubs was so high-powered, but spent only 2 years in the shoe. He probably spent that 2 years in the shoe while he was debriefing. He wasn't in the shoe probably for putting in work. He probably got, because the way it worked back in the early 2000s and stuff like that was, if you got validated as a gang member or say anything like NF, MA, or AB, anything like that, when you got validated, they slammed you into the shoe. You weren't on the yards no more. So the only way you're coming out of the shoe is if you debriefed, which is why he probably sat in the shoe for 2 years, because they were trying to check and make sure all the information that he was giving them was accurate, and he wasn't trying to bullshit them. Dodgers win World Series today. Man. Well, at least it's a Cali team, huh? I'm a Giants fan. Raj, that's anybody that fucked with anybody underage. Nothing crazy happens up north. That's why all you content creators got to talk about things that happen down south. I don't talk about shit that happens down south. I don't even go down south. I really don't even care what happens down there. The only thing that I know that's down there that's worth anything is Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farms to take the family to. Besides that, what's down there that up north don't have? Let's see. He said, Raj, guy's name Roger usually did giveaway. Yeah, that sounds true. Amir Senator. I don't get some of these dudes' names. Amir Senator. You wish you were a senator? Or what? Junior says, F the Dodgers. Did who catch a fade? See, what I don't get is why I talk way more shit about those fools than J-Hands did. But they're quick to try to like pump him up to catch a fade like that. And why don't they do that with me? Why do they try to talk shit on like EBK Conejo when he's fighting cancer? Why don't they do that shit when he's right? Why is it that their subscribers and shit can't see how fake they are? That's crazy. My comments froze if anybody's commenting. Hold on, let me see. Hold on 1 second. Go back real quick. Piggy. I still got Frenchie puppies for sale, a couple of them. I don't know if you guys like the shorts that I put up I think yesterday or the day before, it's gonna be the tricolor bullies that we have next. I gotta shock the fucking pool again, so that shit don't turn green. And $88 people in there. What's my name? My name's Brandon. Let me see. Let me go back to some of these comments real quick. Raj says that means doing crimes. Are you from California? Yes, Oakland, California. Alex says that he's a lowlife. How do you earn a tat? Depends on what type of tat you're getting and what you're from. Everybody has their own rules of how you earn a tat. Let's see. Hold on real quick. What happened? I know they probably want me to feed them again. Hold on, I'll come feed you in a second. Yeah, the puppies are going crazy right now. So Daniel's video, he was talking shit to Gunner and shit, and then he told that fool like, because that fool knows how to get a hold of me. Like he knows our number and shit like that. And Daniel was talking shit, and I let him know. I was like, hey, have you watched the latest video that he put out? Because he finally started he took Daniel's advice and started admitting some of the shit that he's been hiding from people. And Daniel was like, nah. He's like, I'll check it out though, and he's like, I'll have to watch it and then see what he's saying and shit. And like, I never had nothing bad to say about dude. I never talked shit on him. I was respectful in like public when we would go to do the little visit shit. I was always respectful and shit. And it would have stayed that way. Like, I'm not saying start shit with somebody that just because it's like my lady's ex and shit like that. Like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. I don't care less who her exes are. It doesn't affect me at all. Like, if she wanted to be with them, she would have been with them still. But when somebody tries to, like, if somebody thinks they're going to talk shit on her or shit like that or lie on her, then yeah, I'm gonna speak up and I'm gonna say something. And like, I know how a dude was with her. Like, she told me all the stories and shit. And then like his wife that he's legally married to now, she be messaging us and shit. So he was the same way with them and shit. So like, because of all that, and then he's gonna get online and talk shit, like, nah, fool, like, you ain't gonna try to punk somebody or bully somebody just because you got a bigger YouTube channel or you think you're somebody on YouTube. Like, man, cut that shit out. Like, and that's what it is he knows from what he's done to people from past relationships. He thinks that he can just get on the internet and bully them and shit now too. So it's like, nah, fool, you're not gonna get online and then talk about my lady and shit like that. Like, why didn't you say that shit in person? Like, come talk that shit now. But it's not even really like that. Like, I can care less about him. Honestly, I can care less what he's doing. Like, he does put out good videos. His videos are some of them are funny and shit. And if you take it as just a video, then like yeah, as a story you're being told, then yeah, shit, it's good stories and shit. There's a lot of people that put out stories that aren't true, and I had commented in Daniel's comments on his live earlier today, and I told him, I was like, yeah, that fool does good videos and shit. And I think I've never seen any videos or any lives that he did by himself. He's always got to have Dubs fucking holding his hand and shit. And I think that, honestly, my own opinion is if he did lives by himself, I think they'd be better lives. I think that he would he'd probably get more viewers. He wouldn't have to be going off the same topic as Dubs back and forth constantly. Like he puts out good enough content by himself that you don't need somebody to sit and hold your hand and guide you through it the whole time when you already got the subscribers and shit like that. Like, there's no point in it, I don't think. Like, I did the little live with Daniel, but that was more or less just to because we had messaged back and forth a few times and we talked on the phone a couple times, so we wanted to do a live together just to like kind of like introduce ourselves on face to face to each other and just kind of get to know each other a little more, and so that people could kind of get to know us. But yeah, I don't plan on doing like constantly doing lives with everybody and shit like that. There's a couple of people I will do lives with whenever that time comes and we're both ready or all ready and shit like that. But as far as having to have somebody guide me through it, nah, I don't need to. Like, there's some stuff that I wanted to put out, like little videos and stuff that I want to put out. I'm just seeing how I want to do it first, because I know what I'm allowed to talk about and I know what I'm not allowed to talk about. And I'm not saying talk recklessly to where it takes me out of good standing with my people and shit like that, just to entertain somebody. And I'd never put my family in danger like that. So I got to be a little more like cautious on what I say or what I speak on, because those fools don't get it. Like, this motherfuckers be speaking recklessly, and what do you then be? Who wants to be in hiding the rest of their life? Like, for reals, who wants to have to leave state because you can't safely go out in your own community? Who wants to have to sit there and worry about every time you go to hop in your car if somebody's posted up ready to fucking knock you down? Or who doesn't want to be able to go to their kids' functions at school and stuff like that, or be able to go take their kids trick-or-treating and shit like that? Like, I know I don't want to have to sit there and worry about shit like that. I'm not saying put myself at risk to where I got to be worried about where I go, and because I wouldn't stop going in public and shit like that. Like, I think it's just dumb that people put themselves in that position, because then what? You got to move from everywhere, and then every time you get paranoid or think somebody looked at you funny, you got to get up and move and shit like that. And I don't know, it's just all crazy. The one thing I don't like though is I noticed it how that fool would try to drop my location and shit, like if it was some big deal or something. And on the video with J Hands, he tried to do it again inadvertently, like at the end, towards the end of it and shit. He's like, "Oh, I like going to casinos." Like, come on, because everybody knows that he's not in Cali. You're like basically giving away where the fuck he's at. Like, I don't know. For somebody that hates that it happened to him and makes a big deal out of it, they need to stop trying to do that shit to the next person. Like, How you then sit and cry and sniffle and complain about having to move and all this shit when you're turning around putting some other man's life in danger? How you then sit and speak on shit that you shouldn't be speaking on, and then when they turn around and do it, you then talk shit and get mad and butthurt and everything else. Like, come on, none of you should be speaking on that bullshit. So, like, how you then say it's okay for you to and not for them? How you then sit there and constantly defend another man? Like, come on. Something I learned a long time ago is if you're telling the truth and it's coming from the heart, you don't need somebody else to back up what you're saying to make people believe it's true. You don't need somebody to co-sign for you to try to make what you're saying is what's really going on. And I never had to get co-signers on trying to co-sign what we were saying. I never had to I never asked nobody, hey, can you speak up on my behalf? What for? Now, if I was lying and shit, I would have to, because I know that my credibility is shit. And that's what a lot of people that I don't like do, is they constantly got to have somebody like co-signing to make like what they're saying is believable and shit, which is sad. Like, how you then go against your morals and your beliefs for some money? How are you then sit and speak on shit like saying that you don't agree with people that abuse women, children, and elderly, knowing you got children, and you continuously say that, but when truth comes out, you turn a blind eye because that's your friend for some money? And some sad shit. That shows you right there. If somebody will turn a blind eye on that for a few dollars that they make off that video, I hate to see what goes on behind their closed doors. Get over here. Quit tearing shit up. Yeah. Like when I was growing up, at like 12 years old, I got abused, and that's what made me hate people that prey on the weak and on children so much, is because I let that shit ruin my life for years. And it was probably till just recently that I finally learned to overcome it, so it didn't continue ruining my life. But during prison and stuff, like, my stress reliever was, or my way of making prison fun was, people would come in with fucked up charges like that, and I'd volunteer, because I know that the judicial system doesn't give justice to the victims and shit like that. So knowing that, I always it always made me feel better volunteering to get on people like that, just so that I knew a little more justice was provided for those kids that the court system didn't look out for by prosecuting these fucking weirdos. And what's sad is these dudes who get busted for all sorts of crimes against children and shit like that, even these pedos and shit. And what are they getting? 4 years? They're getting 4 years for ruining a kid for the rest of their life. And then they come back out, and those dudes don't get rehabilitated. They come back out and they do the same shit again. And then they come back out and they do the same shit again. So it's like, the first time they do that shit, I feel like the courts need to look at, okay, how long is it then affect this child that this happened to, and go off of that for sentencing. I think anybody that abuses children and shit like that, whether it be physically, sexually, whatever, those motherfuckers should be put away for life. Not 4 years, not fucking half time, 85%. Give them straight life. No parole date. That way they can't come out and they can't do that shit again, because that shit affects people and their families for the rest of their lives. And then these dudes fucking get some little poobah ass fucking sentence and do that shit all over again. You guys keep tearing shit up. But yeah, anyway, so I just want to jump on live real quick while I went to get my daughter. I'm gonna see if she needs help with her homework and shit real quick, and she wanted to carve some pumpkins, so maybe I'll throw up a live later when we start messing with the pumpkins or whatever, or a couple shorts or something. All right. Hey, thanks for tapping in.